What's up, YouTube? I am back. Yes. Find some music to jam to, as we all do. You knew. You know. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, right now, today, well, tonight, I will be starting with my first astral projection experience that I could really remember, and some lucid dreaming. So to make a long story short, because to condense it to fit this story into the YouTube time period, I'm going to just skip some parts. But so okay, I'm like 6 years old. I'm at school, elementary school, and this bully, this little kid who kept following me, and he would always say weird things, especially to me. And I noticed, because I would see these weird things in movies. He would say things like, yeah, he would say, I'll be following you all the days of your life, and weird stuff like that. And so I was like, I would say, leave me alone. And I would, walk away from him. So one day, I tried to run from him. He followed me. He hit me in my back, and he just kept saying weird stuff like, "I'll be following you all the days of your life." And but before that happened, we were in the lunchroom, and he said something about bringing a bomb to school and blowing everybody up, including me. And the lunch lady, who he was good friends with, was right next to him. And I was like, I know you heard him just say he was gonna bring a bomb to school, and since she was cool with him, since she was friends with him, she stuck up for him and said that she didn't hear him say that. So back to the part when we was outside, he followed me, I ran, he hit me in my back, I hit him in his back, and no, before I hit him back in his back, he ran from me, so I had to actually catch up to him. But so he was saying weird stuff like, I'll be following you all the days of your life, and just weird, crazy stuff like that. And he would say stuff like, you can't get away from me, and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So we ended up going to the principal's office, and police came in, and we had to talk about it on a recorder. He told his part of the story. I told my part of the story, and he got suspended. So that day, I think I checked out from school. Yeah. And so I was still pretty shaken up. I was still real shaken up from everything that happened. So I go home, I get a bite to eat, and I try and do my homework, but I can't, because I'm still thinking about everything that happened in school. So I go to bed at night. I don't even remember falling asleep. I had tons of weird dreams. So yeah, I get home, and I go to bed, and I'm dreaming about, animal trying to eat me while I'm in the swamp. It was a crocodile. So, and it always happened, like I was swimming in the water, and then somehow I ended up walking on the water and then running away, and then I would always jump so high to the point where I knew I was dreaming, but I was always conscious when I was doing this. So as I was falling down from the jump, it was like I entered another dimension. The alligators, the crocodiles was gone, and I'm falling. I fall in the bed, and I think I'm up, but I was up, but I was like, man, that was a weird dream. But I was paralyzed, and I could only move my right hand. So I finally got out of bed, and that's when I think I astral projected. Like I was like, what, 7, 8, I don't know. But so I get out of bed, and I might draw a picture so you guys can get a visual on what I was talking about. I get out of bed, and it's this blue entity um, staring at me, floating, floating pretty much not above me, but it was floating in front of me. And so it told me, it said, "Get down." And I was like, "Get down?" I was like, "No, I'm not getting down." And you know, a few minutes later, I'm actually down on my knees, and it was telling me to bow down and all of this other stuff. So at this point, naturally, I was just like, man, I wish I was somewhere else. I wish I was somewhere else. And then I ended up in this weird. I was standing on the bridge in front of this huge castle, and I was looking at myself from a viewer's perspective. Like, it was like, I guess I was looking in the future or whatever. And so I was like, man, that's a big castle. And as soon as I was thinking about this thought, like, man, this is a big castle, I was inside of the castle, and I saw two of my cousins. And they was like, I said, "Raymond, Devin," and they was, you know, dancing and doing some kind of ring around the rosy looking thingy, and they disappeared. And so I just saw people everywhere. I didn't know what to make of it until I saw, like, everybody had some type of power. And I was like, man, this is weird. It was like a place with people who had powers. And I was like, man, like, I must have been watching X-Men or something before I went to bed. But I went upstairs, and there was people making chi balls, like really making chi balls and doing all of this and that. I was like, man, could you teach me how to do that? And they was trying to teach me how to do that. And then I teleported somewhere else. I was in Mississippi at this point, and I'm at a relative's house in Mississippi, and a witch flies on a broomstick, and she was like, "Granny, Granny," saying all this crazy stuff like, "I got your granny," and she picked my granny up, and she was on the broom, and she was flying away with her, and I was like, "No, bring my grandma back, bring my grandma back." And at this point, I knew it was a dream, because I was like, you know, and I really wasn't scared at all. It was just like, bring my grandma back. So then I woke up, and here's where it gets weird. I woke up, well, I thought I woke up. I might have still been in my astral body, just laying in the bed. Well, laying in the bed. I might have still been, I don't know, in my astral body some kind of way. And yeah, so the covers were over my head, and I moved the covers halfway down from my face, and when I did this, I saw this man in the place where I was sleeping. It was a tall Caucasian man with red hair, and he turned around. Well, the weird thing is, he made himself look so comfortable. Like, I'm sitting here trying to figure out, oh man, it was so real. I was so scared just talking about it. Let me calm down. So it's this Caucasian man with red hair, and he was pretty tall. I'd say like maybe 6 feet tall, and he was just casually looking at pictures in the room that I was sleeping in. And at first I didn't see his face, because he turned around and he didn't have a face, and he walked